2025 has seen a lot of new passport programs and new residency programs coming out. Here I am with Placid, who's the lead on immigration within our firm, to talk about what's happening in the market and which programs you might be interested in going forward. Hi, this is Jeremy from the Millionaire Migrant. Here we bring all the resources and network that we have around overseas investing, internationalization, geo-arbitrage, flag theory, tax, passports, citizenship, everything. And today we're going to be talking about all the new programs that we expect to see going forward, but also some of those that have closed. Recently, Spain closed its golden visa. 2 weeks ago, we had a big rush towards the end. And I keep telling everyone, I don't understand why I have to repeat it, but essentially, please don't leave things to the last minute. Better to be a year early than be a day late. We had a massive rush for Spain, and unfortunately, not everyone managed to get their funds across. I think that was the main challenge we had in time. So that door is closed. We have seen recently other programs close. We see now that Malta is under threat, but we remember when Cyprus was closed, Montenegro was closed, Moldova was closed, Ireland's investor program also closed. So this is a trend that is happening. There are also new programs opening. We have Nauru that has recently opened, and we have Trump mentioning the gold card. So we're going to talk about this with Placid here, who's with me now in our studio. This is our own studio. We don't use other people's studios. We have our own. Placid, what are we seeing right now? What's a new program that we think is of interest to people today?
The Nauru program looks like a good one.
Yeah.
Because of, persons who want to get second passports usually want to have like access to certain countries, of course. So Nauru gives you visa-free access to the UK, Ireland, UAE, and a few more countries, even though it doesn't give you Schengen.
Mm-hmm.
But at least you'll have access to like 90 plus countries visa-free, which looks like a good passport.
Mm-hmm. For the price, yeah.
For the price. And then it just got launched in November of last year. They've received quite a few applications already. And the minimum investment starts at 105,000 for a single applicant. So for the price and comparing to what we have right now in the Caribbean, I think that's the cheapest, right? So
yeah, I met the head, Edward Clark, a couple of weeks ago. He was in Dubai. He's the CEO of the Nauru program.
Okay.
He told me that they've taken in about a dozen applications so far. So it's only just in the ramping up stage. We recently got our Nauru license as well.
Yeah.
So that's 6 government licenses we have. It's not cheap to get all 6, and that's why most agents don't have it. But I think that there is an argument that people, for that price point, they would say, you know what, let me go ahead and do it. I did a video talking about Nauru, kind of saying to people, I think it was about 2 months ago, 3 months ago, just saying, probably you don't want to be applicant number 1. You want to be applicant number 20, something like that, because then the program's kind of cleaned up and smoother. I learned that a lot doing new programs. I learned that when we did. Well, luckily we didn't do Moldova. That ended up being a bit North Macedonia, when they announced it, I wasn't comfortable with that one. And thanks, we didn't get burnt by this. But I remember when St. Lucia launched, it was very problematic in the beginning.
Yeah.
That's 15 years of experience that we try to act on our clients' behalf to try and mitigate the problems. Yeah,
just at least that's where we come in, right? As experts, and also with the licenses and the experience that we have, we're able to pick and choose for our clients. Some clients, they come to you and they be like, I want St. Kitts, or I want Nauru because my brother got Nauru, or my friend got Vanuatu. So that's where we come in, and then we tell them, this will look like a better passport for you, or wait and apply around this time, or even apply now and don't wait, those kind of things. So we tell client and we advise them, this is the right time for you to apply. Don't wait. Just go ahead and apply. Be in the queue. At least if something happens, you'll be the first person to get in. If it doesn't, then maybe you can look for other options. Some, they come to you like, okay, I want this particular thing, and they want that. But yeah, as experts doing this for such a long time, we know which programs will be short-lived, which ones will last for long. We're able to at least do our due diligence on behalf of our clients and just make sure we're giving them the right thing.
Well, that's enough self-promotion for today, Placid. Let's not sell ourselves too much there. People are like, oh, you're so amazing. Yeah. All right, well, listen, that is backed up by reviews. Go to our Google reviews. We have 299 last time I checked.
Yeah.
I think we're about to hit the 300 this week. We've got
organic ones, actually.
Organic ones, yeah, real ones. Yeah, we know who the companies are that do the fake reviews. Yeah. We've also, I think, Trustpilot got 200 something, give or take. So this is backed up by real evidence, and that's why we've stepped forward to try and provide a platform where we can bring in a lot of the expertise here and just start sharing it with you guys, so you can get clued up on all of the options available to you today. I keep talking about DYDD, do your own due diligence. I'm still surprised how many sophisticated and wealthy And successful people just don't even check the LinkedIn page of a company, or don't even notice the difference in a mobile number and a landline, or don't even know the difference in an actual physical office and what is a virtual office or co-working. You need to do this because I do this because I do it before my clients do it. So I talked about, North Macedonia. Everyone's rushing in and saying, I'm an authorized agent. Anyone can print a piece of paper and just say, congratulations. I went to their physical office. I even had a team of ours go and visit their offices in North Macedonia itself, Skopje, right? So just say, go and check it out, go and do this one. And then when a client wanted to do it, I said, I'm not going to give you the client money. You do it, and I'm going to sit on the client's money. And then when I'm comfortable, I'll release the money to you. And luckily, we saw what happened. That guy ended up doing, what did he do after? He did Montenegro in the end, before Montenegro closed down. And he didn't lose his money in North Macedonia. So this type of checking is really important, and clients should be doing it themselves. But if you don't do it, you can always reach out to agents. And another thing as well, you don't have to contact us. You can contact lots of different agents. But when you contact those agents, if one person does it and the other 9 don't do it, that's a big red flag.
Exactly. Yeah. The problem with our industry, which I've seen, and I think it's something, I think this citizenship by investment industry and immigration in itself, and the agents, people who call themselves agents in quotes, there should be some regulation in some way. People need to be regulated because, some people just go to like mushroom companies. They tell them anything.
What's a mushroom company?
I mean, like, just someone can just wake up any day, as long as he has some information about Dominica or Grenada, or he has sent a quote to someone who wants to apply for Vanuatu. He calls himself an agent. He opens a company. He sits somewhere and starts giving advice on immigration.
Sometimes I notice a lot of them don't even have a company now.
They don't even have licenses. They don't even know what they're talking about. You go to them, and some of them even go to them, apply, and then get stuck, and then they start coming to us. Like, they're like, oh, my application is stuck with this person. Can you do something? Can you do that? And then, at that point, we cannot really help them because, first of all, you did not take your time to really vet whichever company or the individual you were going to. And if it comes to problems, then you have to deal with it because, you took it upon yourself to go with someone who doesn't have a website, who doesn't have anything.
Yeah, we had somebody come to us the other day, and he went through someone who was accredited, and it's a weird one, but they paid the money, and then when he explained to me the whole situation, his passport wasn't actually valid at the time that he applied.
Okay.
And I just said, well, that agent should have known that you need to have,
a valid passport for DD.
Well, it's at least 6 months, right?
Yeah.
So he started the process. They took the money 4 months, and then he got rejected. And then I also asked, where's the rejection letter? And he didn't get a rejection letter. And this is from the accredited agent. The country is Dominica.
Everyone knows that you need a passport, a valid passport for DD checks, right? So no service provider who does DD would do DD on someone who doesn't have a valid passport. That's one of the main requirements for you to do a background check. Yeah. So, I'm not sure how he did that.
So what do we see? So we talked about Nauru. I saw recently we did a video talking about, Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan?
Uzbekistan.
They're talking about these residency programs.
Permits.
Golden? They're called golden visas.
They call it resident. It's not golden visa, it's residency permits. But, if you look at the numbers, Jeremy, that you need to invest, it's just crazy. Like, I read it somewhere, you need, like for Uzbekistan, you need to invest $250,000 as a single applicant and
donation.
And for any additional family member that is joining the application, will be paying $150,000. You're only getting a residency permit, not even a passport.
$700,000 for a family of 4 for residency. In Central Asia.
In Central Asia, that would not take you to anywhere. It's not like a European residency or something that you would at least brag of going to different 29 Schengen countries or EU region.
Yeah.
You're stuck in that country. Serious. You can only go to that country and come back. The maximum you'll do is open a bank account. Is that what you want to pay $250,000 for?
Well, I've been to Almaty. I wouldn't be in a rush to have a bank out there soon, I'll be honest with you. But anyway, okay, so you got that one that's opened up. You got Nauru. What else? Trump's talking about this gold card. Look, if I'm going to get tax benefits and concessions and fast track processing and some kind of return on my capital, maybe. But I think wasn't it a donation? It wasn't even an actual.
Yeah, it says you have to invest $5 million.
Okay.
It's some sort of like a donation, but no one knows what exactly Trump wants to talk about. I heard that it's in the USCIS as part of the program for immigration and stuff, but there's no processing protocol. There are no guidelines for this program. Nothing has been sent out so far as I know,
Well, you
regarding the
would know.
gold
I mean, you're in touch with everyone all the
yeah,
time.
so
Yeah.
yeah, so of course the EB5 program is still there. The gold card options, some persons are saying it might replace the green card, which I don't think. The EB5, I don't think it will replace that one. But no one knows exactly what Trump wants to do with that option. It could be a good one. Some persons still want to, have access to the US. They want to get American citizenship. For some people, they don't really care. They don't want American passports. So they would rather invest in another country. So, let's see when we have full details about the program. It might be attractive, maybe not. Let's see what the options will be.
Okay.
Yeah,
What else
for
we
our
got
clients.
going on? Anything? Well, we know about the El Salvador passport program, but that one to me looks like citizenship by exception because you essentially, if you look at where the donation goes to, it's just a website, right? And there's no visibility on the whole process either.
I'm not comfortable with that option as well. I don't think we've had any client who wants to do anything in El
It's for
Salvador.
crypto maximalists, yeah, definitely.
Really for crypto
even we
people.
speak to crypto maximalists, and you just say, well, why do you want to pay 5 times the going rate for something for a passport? There isn't. What's the opportunity cost? If you're in crypto, as we know from a lot of crypto of our clients, they just want to be keeping all that money invested, right? They live very frugal lives because they just believe wholeheartedly in that project. So why would you want to take out 5 times more than you need than you would in the Caribbean, or 10 times what it would cost in Nauru, right? Or Vanuatu, using a case in point. I don't really fully understand that. But I think they just do it because, someone else in crypto did it. What about in Europe? What have we got as new products, new programs in Europe?
New programs in Europe, I think, there's the guest investor visa in Hungary. It's not new. It started last year. But, it took some time for them to start getting applications because the fund company did not already have their licenses. 2 funds have been approved now. Property funds have been approved. So 250,000 euros investment. You get a 10 years long-term residency in a new country, which is good.
Yeah.
So 10 plus 10. If you leave that at some point after 8 years, if you're doing the language, you can speak Hungarian, you can apply for citizenship. That is, I think it's a good option as well.
How much is it again?
250,000
250. So
in a property fund.
The only reason you would do this as opposed to Portugal is because Portugal is
Portugal has a clear path to citizenship. It's 5 years, just 7 days stay every year, or 14 days in 2 years. But in Hungary, you have to do 6 months every year.
Okay, but with Hungary, it's finite. You can't go more than 20 years, but it's 250, 10 plus 10.
Yeah.
If you were to do Portugal, yes, okay, we could get the applying for the nationality and so
point,
on. But if you want to do that, then you can, after 5 years, you can apply for nationality, or it converts to permanent residency.
Exactly.
Right.
Because, there are both options to apply for permanent residency or citizenship in Portugal, because some countries, some persons come from countries that don't allow them to obtain second passports. Like, for me, I cannot get another nationality being a Cameroonian. Okay. If I have to get another passport, I need to give up the current passport that I have.
Okay.
So if I don't want to, then I have the option to apply for permanent residency. So I get a permanent residency as opposed to getting a Portuguese passport, which is good. Yeah. In other countries, most European countries right now have the 6 month stay requirement thing, which you need to stay in the country for at least 6 months, become a tax resident. Spend the maximum time in the country, and then after maybe 8 years, 10 years, 7 years, whichever program is, you can apply for citizenship, which might not be too appealing to HNIs. Like, people who don't want to move to these countries, right? They want to be wherever they are and have the possibility to travel, come back to their thing, and then go again, maybe for summer holidays and things like that.
What about lesser known programs like the Malta residency or Latvia residency? Latvia is from 50,000 euros, so we get a lot of inquiries about this. But tell us about that one. Tell us about the Malta. What is it? The
MBRP.
MBRP. Yeah.
A lot of programs in the EU, people don't talk about it. I don't know for what reason, especially like in Malta.
Italy as well, they don't talk about.
Yeah,
right?
the people don't talk about it that much. So Italy has a golden visa as well, where you invest in like a startup, and then you get a golden visa, which is also good if you want something there in Italy. Latvia has the company share investment of 50,000 euros. Golden visa. They also have the property one as well. They have the
250,000, right, for property. In Latvia. Yeah.
280 with a 10% return into a bank deposit.
Yeah.
And then the option in Malta, it's like, you get a permanent residency from day one. MBRP, you only invest 375. And if you're doing the leasing option, you're only required to rent for 14,000 euros every year for 5 years. and then you pay some government contribution, some administrative fees here and there, but it's not quite a lot. Like if you compare to other programs in the EU, and you get a permanent residency from day one with your family, you can pass it down to other generations.
What's that thing you told me about the Malta MRVP? You said I remember you gave me a debrief, and you told me some things which you don't get in any other program.
I mean, the MBRP program in Malta is like, first of all, you get permanent residency from day one. Second of all, the investment quota, like the amount, ticket is very small. It's not that expensive because you can go with the rental option, which will reduce your investment to like 14,000 euros every year. I mean, the administrative fees and the contribution amount, if you are applying maybe a loan, give or take 150,000 euros. And then you can also pass it down. That's a good thing. So you get permanent residency status approved. The certificate is approved for lifetime. So that means you can give your permanent residency status to your parents, your grandparents. You can give it to your kids. Your kids can pass it down as well, which is something you don't find in other EU countries. So if you live there as well, you have some ties, you do some things, you contribute to the society. After some time, you could apply on your 7th year, you could apply for citizenship, but it's not in the legislation that they will give you the citizenship. It's at the discretion of the Prime Minister whether to approve you for citizenship or not, because it's not clearly mentioned that they will give you citizenship at year 7.
Okay, so let's say, for example, you're a person of strategic importance or significant influence, or if you
let's say like a university professor,
charity.
you've done some research, you're like someone who's won, like,
or you've been a big part of society.
Exactly. You've contributed in some way, something, just do something, get awards, get recognized in Malta. After 7 years of living there, you could apply. I mean, it's an English-speaking country as well.
Yeah.
You don't need to take the language.
It's a beautiful country as well.
Healthcare, education, and everything. It's really good. So I don't think some people mind living in Malta, like, to be honest. It's
or if you want, you pay a bit more and you do, as long as the Malta program is still open. Let's see. I'm sure it will in some sort of different shape or form. You can just do that one. And we've done a lot of Malta clients. We've got a ton of inquiries now, people signing up now, everybody's in the last week.
We're waiting like last minute to make a decision. So, those are the programs that we have currently. The ones that have opened up, the old ones.
And they're also talking about a new one potentially in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So in the Caribbean, you've got the 6 islands, the Leeward Islands. You've got the 6 islands, which they're all part of the CARICOM community, and they're all the former British Commonwealth ones. 5 of them have the Citizenship by Investment programs, which started with St. Kitts in 1984, and then the rest followed suit. But St. Vincent and the Grenadines has been very much against that, and I know because I personally met in his prime ministerial villa, Sir Ralph Gonsalves, who's the prime minister and has been, I think, for 25 years. And he told me himself, he's like, citizenship is not for sale, sovereignty is not for sale. I'm totally against this program. He's coming up for re-election right now. And obviously the guys on the opposition are talking about this. You'll see some of the news. Caribbean news, you have to be a little bit wary of that stuff. But essentially, it could be, if they do win the opposition, then we could be seeing a 6th Citizenship by Investment program coming in. We'll be interested to see what's going on there. That's probably the next most likely country that is going to launch a Citizenship by Investment program. So stay tuned. Thanks very much, Placid, for coming and giving us your insight on, or your experience on, all the files that we handle here and have been doing for several years. That's what's happening in the Citizenship by Investment space, Residency by Investment space, what we think will be coming out in 2025. We hope that you enjoyed this video. Let us know what you'd like us to comment, to do a video on in future by putting your comments below. Subscribe to get more news. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you again soon.